So Letterkenny season 10, as usual, is an absolute blast. And so I'll start with Michelle. With season 9, we saw Katie go on this sort of scorched earth journey following the fallout with Dirks.
Mhm.
And so I'm curious, with season 10, we sort of see you pull back from the dating scene. What was that like for you exploring that character arc?
I think it's kind of a classic thing if you get your heart broken, even though Katie doesn't really outwardly seem like she's heartbroken. For her, that was a big blow. She really actually cared about Dirks, and it was kind of cool to see her really care about somebody and be a little bit more vulnerable. So that was a cool side of her to see, even though she plays her cards pretty close to her chest normally. And then it was kind of sad in a way to see her retract and then just be like, I'm just not going to go there. And I think there's a lot to explore there, and something that a lot of people can relate with, where they're just like heartbroken. All right, I'm going to kind of revenge date. And then in fact, I'm just going to completely pull back and just pretend I don't care. So I think that's something that a lot of people can kind of relate to and fun. And I'm excited to see where we go after this.
So then, Nathan, similarly with you, we see a little bit of romantic complication with the return of Anik, serving over at Modine Threes. What was that like for you, sort of having that come back up again, and struggling with Daryl's struggle of getting back with her?
Well, Daryl's always got man, he's always got a soft spot like for Anik, like in a huge way, right? So she can do whatever kind of she wants. It's kind of a sad story, actually, to be honest with you, because she sort of does whatever she wants with him, toys with his emotions, fucks with him in that way. And then he's just like keeps coming back for more, like a flash of a smile, and he's just like, oh shit, I'm right back in. Oh my God, I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it. So it's a little bit of a difficult one because, I think everybody's gone through it. I've gone through that where you just like, there's somebody that you really like, that you really enjoy their company, and all you want to do is be with that person. And then all of a sudden it's just like, you got these blinders on. You're just like, this person just fucking with me hard all the time. And they don't really actually care about me. So it was interesting and sort of like a, not eye-opening, but sort of like, definitely made me a little bit reflective in my life to be like, well, when does that happen to me? And then you realize, and you're like, oh shit, that was what's going on. So it's fun to play that part with Daryl because it's not actually happening, but I can see myself in that when I'm just like, oh man, I have known myself to do that sort of stuff. So yeah, a flashy smile from Anik, and he's just right back in the mix. And there's no stopping him. He can be told a million times, she cheats on you, it's over. Doesn't matter. He's just right back in. He just wants somebody to love.
And it's so sad seeing Derry sad. Like for me, whenever I see Derry, like his heart just, you have this amazing way, Nate, of like showing your heart shattering through your facial expressions. And it just like, oh, Derry, poor guy.
It is pretty hard to watch Derry be sad in the show. I agree.
Mhm.
So for my next questions for both of you, we'll start with Michelle and then Nathan. This season is also interesting. Not only does it break the season 10 milestone, but it also was combined in terms of production with season 11. What was it like for both of you filming so many episodes in one bunch in comparison to before?
I mean, it was a strange year. Like we're obviously all in this pandemic. Well, I don't know if should I even bring that up, or it's like, are we all sick of talking about this goddamn pandemic? But we had to postpone shooting, which brought us into 2021, and we had the summer to kind of shoot two seasons to make sure that we stayed on schedule. And so there was a lot of challenges, right? We're in the middle of this thing. There's, we have to wear masks, and there's different protocol now, and safety, and certain amount of isolation that comes along with it, not to mention the workload. And because we had only a certain amount of time to film, we had to block shoot, meaning we shoot at location. So some days we'd be shooting season 10 and 11. They were pretty great about us, trying to keep the days as like per season as possible, just so we didn't get too confused. But yeah, we all had to really be on the ball and step up our game and be really clear about where we were at and what what season we were in. And thank God we had Jacob there, because he's just such a great director. He's so amazing at keeping everything very organized, but also really fun and light despite everything that was going on around us. And it's still, regardless of all the challenges, it still just felt like a classic Letterkenny season where we were having fun with our pals and making each other laugh. So it ended up being great, but challenging, but great.
Yeah, it was certainly different because usually we're at about a 21 or 22 day shoot schedule, and then to jump that up to 42 and 43 days when you're there at one time was a little bit different, but it was awesome. It was great. And like Michelle was saying, having Jacob helm the entire thing and having Jared run the show with Jacob and stuff like that, and having production just be fucking ass kickers the entire time, because I'm sure that for us as actors, it's not easy, but for production, it's got to be a goddamn nightmare, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like for them to be on the ball continuously and always, and to have Jacob there and to have Jared there and stuff like that, running the show just so well and keeping everybody in line and keeping everybody happy and stuff like that was amazing. I mean, it was certainly different, but it was great. And under the circumstances, especially, man, we did, I thought, a fantastic job, and those guys deserve fucking awards big time, Jared and Jacob, for running the show and running it very well, and production, again, doing the same thing. I can't say it enough because they just did such a good job of it. So for us as actors, it's hard. You get confused a little bit from time to time because you're jumping around from episode to episode and stuff like that. But man, it's nothing compared to fucking organizing the entire show and the entire shoot and that many extra shoot days and stuff like that. So it's just like, it was a little bit difficult, but look, I mean, this is what we do, right? We go from shoot schedules that are 5 days long to 60 days long to this. So it's not that big of a deal. You just kind of roll with the punches and hope things work well. And you just deal with it. And I think that we dealt with it in a really good way. And I think we put out a lot of good content for sure.
Sorry, guys, my dog's here and she's like sneezing and rolling. I apologize.
It's all good. I couldn't agree more. I think season 10 is, again, like I said, an absolute blast. I can't wait to revisit it in the lead up to season 11. So thank you both so much for taking the time to chat. I really appreciate it.